Thank you, Rana. Just understanding levels. I don't know why I keep doing that. My mic keeps getting muted. Um, so one really important thing that I was talking about is when you're trading this strategy or any strategy, you really have to understand that not everything's going to be perfect. You have to. The most important the most important thing in my trading is, I think, in what keeps me successful, is my risk management. Thank you. Yeah, my risk management. I just it kind of hurts me sometimes, I guess, because I don't profit as much, and I think that's okay. I have to be okay with that because at the end of the day, I am I am positive and I'm not giving back so much. I'm not taking losses to the point where I'm, having red days very often. It's actually very rare that I have a red day. And I think part of that is maybe some instinct. I don't know. Just maybe experience. I would just say I just try to manage my trades. The times that I do take my losses is when I do not follow my plan. Because basically, if I follow my plan, I should be, in most cases, at least maybe successful on the day, unless let's just say every trade I got in didn't work that day, and that's possible because I've had red days. Um, but my it's where I'm getting out. It's like if I try to, and this is part of what we were talking about in the Discord group today. We were just kind of going over the emotional aspect of it, the how to stay successful or to try to stay green, and it really comes down to your risk management. It comes down to, and it depends on your the amount you have, the size of your account, how much um, you're actually trading with, or that you have to risk. So if you have a small account, this strategy is fantastic for that. However, you have to really be patient. Don't worry about what other people are making. I know that's difficult, but you really just have to be patient. Grind, grind, grind. Keep building your account. Keep building your account. Keep adding that. Let's say you have a $500 account. You got $50 that day. That's 10%. That's huge of your entire account. Keep doing that every day. Do that 5 days a week. Now you have you have an extra $250 on top of the 500. So if you can eke out $50 a day, do that for a couple weeks. Now you've more than doubled your account. Now push for 75 and then push for, of course, if you can't get it, that's fine. And if you can get more out of your trade, that's great as well. Um, so that's just one thing I wanted to kind of go over. Try, be very diligent about your stop out areas. Make sure if you're getting into a trade, for instance, for me with this strategy, this is one of the trades I got in today. I'll use this as an example. Got into Apple. I saw that Apple was failing the 242, pretty big level. We saw weakness coming in on the market. Right as market was starting. There was weakness. Um, Pre-market and after hours. So, I didn't really have a bias. I was just watching what was happening, and I saw this candle come up right here, hit. Next candle started pushing down. It pushed down off my LRC level, the 242 level, the 200 EMA, and then it broke through the 20 EMA. When that happened, I entered right here. So, but before I entered mentally, I knew this is my exit. If this comes back up and closes right here, now there are times, and it just really depends on what you're willing to risk as a trader. Let's just say I'm just going to draw a single line. Let's say it closes this much up. I'm not necessarily going to just FOMO out right away. I want to see if I get continuation. If I get continuation, then I'll probably go ahead and exit the trade, take the loss. At that point, it's just a trade that didn't work, right? There's nothing, it's not like it's an ego thing. It isn't like you're just not knowing what you're doing. Just sometimes you know, market makers, market just does crazy things sometimes. Even though you're under levels, you're breaking through levels, you're rejecting major levels. And even if you're trading with an indicator, I'm not an indicator. A matter of fact, I will urge everybody to not use, um, when I say indicators that give you buy signals or sell signals. Those will, in my opinion, destroy your account quicker than anything, because those type of signals typically do not take into account major levels uh, at all. By the time that they signal, you're already supposed to be getting out of a level or out. So I don't know. But if you do use an indicator to trade, I would suggest that you also have to use the risk management is the only way to be somewhat successful when using any type of, indicator that tells you when to buy or to sell. Uh, that's really the only way to get by, and that would be, for instance, say you get a buy signal here. You have to know that if you drop back below, and this is just hypothetical for me, the 20 EMA, if you drop back below the 20 EMA or close below it, that's your exit no matter what. You don't keep holding it and hoping that, okay, maybe that was just not working out yet, and it will, because then you're going to get the next candle and then the next candle, and now you're going to be down so much you can't make it back up. um, so I would urge you to always, the most important thing in trading is your risk management, bar none. That's your most important thing. Once you've got that figured out, and then your number two thing is emotions, or maybe one and two. Emotions, the emotional side of trading is the hardest thing you'll deal with. Me and one of my a good friend, we were talking about that today, and it's incredibly, it's so funny how we can all say, some of us are very disciplined, we're very strong-willed, we can, manage things, we're not very, easily stressed. But when it comes to trading your money and trading, that changes, and it's not as simple as people may think it is. If you can become a robot, right, and trade without emotions, you can be probably a very, very good and successful trader. Good luck with that. That's hard. I try and fail with that every single day. So, still something I'm working on. Anyhow, I'm going to get into this trade that I took today. Um, this trade, I could have profited a lot. I did not do that well on it. I did profit. I think it was $215. Let me pull up my trades. Where did my trades go? Okay, yep, it was only $215. So it could have it could have been a lot more. It was up a lot more. I think I was close to around $500 at one point, and I just missed. I didn't manage it properly. I was really expecting to get a move below my red LRC, but I didn't. It came down, went just a little below it, and then right back up off the red LRC. So I entered 20 contracts right here on Apple when I saw this aggressive push down from the 242. I scaled out um, at that level right there. I scaled out again here. I scaled out 10 here, 5 here. I held 5, and then I exited. I did not get out here. This is where I was around $500. I exited as this started going back up. So it kind of it took away a good amount of my I think down here I was around 500, but I ended up only getting $215 on this trade. Could have been a lot better if I wasn't looking for more. But that's part of it. It for me, and I think with a lot of traders, it's darned if you do and darned if you don't. Sometimes when I look for more, that's when I give back. Sometimes when I just take my profit right away, that's when it just keeps right on going. Um, a really good place to enter the really good trade, two really good trades that could have happened with Apple today. Um, One would have been right here. You had to break back above the 242. you had a retest with this candle. I would have entered either right on this candle or waited for this retest and then see what this next candle did. And then once this candle moved above those, I would have got in this. I didn't get in this one for the calls for the upside, but all of my trades today were puts, and all of them were positive. I didn't have any losses. I was in drawdown a little bit on one, but no losses today. So that was, it was a great day. So if you got in here, move up. You hold until, unless you're risk. Another thing, if you're new to my channel, and part of my trading strategy, of course, everybody can come up with your own risk or your scale out. What I do is I use the 20 EMA, the 200 EMA on a 2-minute time frame. That matters. I use support resistance levels. I use my LRC levels. I use the version 5 now. This is on multiplier 2 if you're wondering. And this is my long LRC line coming through. So I knew that this was going to be a big level when they're both running together like that. So for me, what I do when I'm trading the a trend going up, I will wait for 2 reds and exit. Of course, this is the caveat. So I'm a pretty good ways from the 20 EMA. So I don't want to give back too much. Unfortunately, this red candle got so close to it. At this point, I honestly probably would have just held, and either I would have probably, well, I would have been at a loss, right? Because if I got in here, this would have me at a loss. But then I would have just I may have done one of two things. I may have exited here, or scaled out there and then waited to see what price was going to do back at this level, expecting a retest, and this was the retest again right here on the 242. Then you could re-enter here. I know this is all hindsight, right? It's not as simple when it's happening, but this is the way I do try to trade daily. I try to use this, and in my Discord, I trade live and I call it out. I tell the group, hey, I'm scaling out, so I'm here. I'm going to wait and look for a retest. If we get this push back up off, I'm entering again. And that's how I trade. And I trade like that with the group live every single day. Usually I'm done by 10:30 or 11, or here lately I have been. So kind of been blessed in that regard. So anyhow, this was my actual trade on Apple today. It wasn't the best. I did get 215, but it was a decent trade. Next, this would have been the next area to get in here. You have the push back below the 242. What is and then you go below it. That would be your entry, and come down when you get your second green. You exit. Not a great trade. It would have been better here, but I don't like trading into the 200 EMA, and I definitely don't like trading into a major support and resistance level. This stock went through it twice today, double topped on my LRC level, which was pretty amazing. This would have been an awesome entry, but maybe I could have traded this because it was extended, but I didn't trade that. I did have really good trades, SPX trades today on SPY, or actually I trade SPX, but I use SPY to trade it. So I did not get the best move, which would have been right there. That would have been an amazing get. This level, this 587.27, that was kind of a minor level I've had for about a week or so now, and obviously it made a difference. So you can see it hit on it several times today. So maybe a little bit more than minor, something that you could use to take profit, which I did. Um, and so my SPX puts on this one today. I also will get around to something else I wanted to discuss with levels. I should do a video on how I draw my levels. I will do that. I've been asked to do that. I just haven't taken the time to get around to do it. So my entry for I had two SPX trades today. One was early early on. It was like in the third candle right here. I took puts. Um, I had this push up, started to come back down. I entered right here with two SPX puts. I scaled out one here and I took one off on this candle there. I made $390 on that trade. Wasn't a whole lot, but it was still a good trade. It's $390 from this move right here. So excellent, quick scalp of $390. Then my next trade came, and this was my bigger trade. It was $2,150. So I got in right, and the reason this one was so much, it was at 1010. Oh, right here. The reason this one I profited so much, I went in pretty heavy. I went in with 6 contracts. So that's the reason I actually should have went in with 10, but hey, that was pretty good. I was pretty confident in this trade when I got in it because of everything else that was happening in the market. Several stocks were coming up to levels that they were pushing off of at the exact same time that I was noticing SPY coming up to the LRC, coming up to the 200 and using that as resistance. And so then as soon as I cleared this 20 EMA, I got in it a little late actually. I remember calling that out to the group. I was like, golly, I got in that late, but I still was up a good amount. So I got in 6. I would just guess it was right around this level because I got it as it was going down. Um, and then I scaled out on this 4 contracts. I then scaled out 2 on this one. That gave me, oh, I'm sorry, I scaled out 1 more on this one. And then I scaled out my last one on this green candle moving up. I think I may have held it a little longer. You know what? I'll go look to be sure. One, two, three. Yeah. So I literally made that in 4 minutes time. $2,150 because I entered and exited on the all. I didn't even realize that. So that's funny. I actually thought I held it a little bit longer, but I actually entered here. I exited. My first scale out was there. My exit, my second exit was there. I went ahead and got out. So, and that was $2,150. Crazy, right? But that's how SPX is sometimes. Sometimes it's just prints, and I don't get it. But sometimes it just prints. I do buy at the money, and I did. I bought at the money, and so that was a great trade. The reason I profited so much on it is I guess the move and the amount of contracts. I did get in 6 contracts. And then I did get into an AMD trade. This one was not great timing. There was, man, I look back at AMD and I was like, man, I could have gotten so much better position later in the day. Just really, really looked great. So I had the 123, 124, and 122 and 120 levels, like all of these levels, and you can see that it respected each and every one of them. Um, but where I got in on Apple was, I'm sorry, AMD, and this one could have been a much better trade. I just didn't manage it well either. And at the same time, it was very, I got in really heavy and it just wasn't going anywhere. So I ended up just hopping out. I say very heavy. It wasn't like that heavy. I got in with 20 contracts. So it was about a $2,000 entry. I think it was around $1. It was 2,000 or $2,600 entry because it was two. I got in at $1.63 a contract, and so I got in. Where did I say I got in? At 10.50. I know it wasn't like the best trade. Where was it? Where did I? No, it wasn't 10.50. It was actually right here. So this trade was I was going for a move down. I entered here 20 contracts. I held this in drawdown. Oh, wait a minute, wrong spot. I was about to say I did not get in right there. Did not get in right there. Okay, that makes a whole heck of a lot more sense. I was about to say that doesn't look right. Okay, so I got in here, front running the move back down into my 20 EMA. I normally don't do that, but also other things that were happening in the market gave me confidence and the great part was the 122 was going to be my exit. So I got in 20 contracts here. It went down. I held through this. I took profit here. I took 10 off on this push. Not a whole lot, but then I got this push right here and I took 10 at the close of that candle and I ended up making $290. So I decided to just go ahead and take the profit, which was good. I didn't get this. That would have been way better, but it did go again. It went up after that. So it wasn't a horrible exit. Could have got more, but we don't always know that, right? So the crazy part is it did just get to where it was going to clear my structure to my left, which is what I look for when I'm trading. I just did not like how it just didn't seem to be going anywhere. So I just got in, got out. So still had a very profitable day. Could have been a way, way, way better day. Could have got in on this candle here, much better. Of course, this is hindsight. The next place that, and this is just helping you guys to recognize, we're below the 200. We're below the 20 EMA at this point right here. Oh, whoops. Do that again. We're below the 20 EMA, but I would not take this trade, which is like where I would normally get in because it would be trading into my 122 level. So I would have actually got in on this candle here, and this would have been my exit again. I would have scaled out there. I did not take this. I'm just showing you what could have done. If you're seeing this happen real time, this is where you take your trades, right? You have to trust your levels. You hop in, you give it a shot. If it goes against you, you get out. You could use the 122 right here as your risk out, or you could give it back up above the 20 EMA. For me, I would have used the 122 as my major, because if this came back down and then pushed back up above, I would expect it to keep going. So good trade, scale out here, exit on this candle here, done. Just that simple. So very easy trade that I didn't, I didn't trade that, but just wanted to show you what could have, or what was there for you to trade. Let's see. Don't know if anyone has any questions. No. Okay. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask. You can also come into the Discord if you like. If you guys hop in there, I'll join and discuss it with you. But anyway, it was a simple day. There was some really good setups that I missed. I think, let me see what NVIDIA did today. I did not get in NVIDIA. Yeah, that's right. I remember NVIDIA hit that upper LRC and just dumped. And Tesla did the same thing. Tesla had a pretty interesting day today. Straight up off of the LRC, went right through this LRC to the 402 and just dumped right back to the LRC, and then consolidated down on the LRC, down on the LRC, and then finally when it broke the LRC, that would have been your entry. I don't know if I would have taken this here. I probably would have waited, and this is where I missed some of the moves, guys. Um, just because I don't know. So I think for me, I just have to be cautious. So for me, I would have probably used my LRC as a close below, and then a move down below that. That would have probably been my entry, just for me to be safer. That's why I would have entered on that trade, because it's already hit this LRC this many times and didn't get below it. So why would we think that this time was going to be the time? You should never think that. You should wait and get confirmation, which was right here, and then that's your entry. And guess what? If you enter here and this turns around and goes back up, you just exit, take your loss, and walk away. And that's it. It's very, very, very. Just keep trading very simple. Don't make it difficult. Trade to levels. Use levels to exit. Like right there. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Just use levels to exit. And the LRC, if you guys have never used it, it's free. It's in my Discord. You're welcome to it. Um, and if also I have my workspace, my charts. I was sorry, I was just reading something. Workspace, my charts, everything is available on my and the use ThinkScript forum as well. If you want to hop in there and grab everything that I'm using, my entire workspace, I give my charts, my indicators. I've outlined my strategy for the most part. I think this my strategy has definitely evolved some, but it's still kind of the same. I'm still using the LRC as target levels, as entry levels, as pretty much guidance for me. I'm using my support and resistance levels as guidance. The 20, the 200, I use that for trend and letting me know, when to re-enter or to add to positions. Um, so it's kind of a conglomeration of, of I guess of different things that I use for a strategy. So anyway, guys, this has gotten much longer than I had expected it to. If you don't mind, I would greatly appreciate hitting the like button. I need all the likes I can get if you like the video, and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of these videos. I will try to put one out every day. I don't get them every day, but I try. And I will see you guys on Friday because tomorrow the market will be closed. So you guys have a great day. Go help a neighbor. Go help a friend. Go help somebody. Go help yourself. Go do things. Go do good things for yourself. Go do good things for your friends, your neighbors. Help someone out. That'll make you feel better than any of this. So I hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you on Friday.